Now I want to show just some estimating tips using Rhino and PlanSwift. You can see I have PlanSwift open on the right. This is a 32-inch monitor, and on the left I have a Rhino opened, and it's on my laptop. Okay, I estimate with two computers or two screens, one laptop and one 32-inch monitor. So it works best to have a larger size monitor. Again, this video is just going to be about a bunch of tips and things to help you get going and things that you need to know, okay? And watch it, even if it's repetitive. If you've heard it before, there'll probably be some new stuff on here you haven't heard. Okay, so I'm just going to proceed to show you some things. After I open up PlanSwift and log into Rhino, I drill down into the estimate that I'm working on, okay? So there's other videos that show you how to set everything up. This one's just show you how to get going once you've gotten it set up. So again, I have Rhino here, and you see I have the different sections in my estimate on the left. And then I have the Rhino connector. It's minimized here. I actually already logged into the connector. I'll move it over to the bigger screen here, or the other screen. And here's something that you need to know right off. First thing, when you open up PlanSwift, go over to the far right and click on connector. And when it opens up, you log into it. And when you log into it, it's going to display the different jobs that you have. Now you must know this. Every time that you work with PlanSwift and Rhino, you must open the job through Rhino connector. And here's what I mean. See how I can select the job that I'm working on up here. So in this case, I select Taco Bell, and the arrow goes here and it turns blue up the top. And I have to get started. I have to click Open Job. Now I've already done that, but I just want you to know, first thing you want to do is open PlanSwift, open the connector, and then select the job up here and then open the job, and that'll open the job into PlanSwift and get it ready to roll. Okay, now I'm just going to move this over and minimize it. Now I'll show you something else. Again, I'm just going to throw out a bunch of tips here. Looking at this plan now, over here I've uploaded a job and plans into PlanSwift. I'm going to scroll down right now through this list of plans, and I have the power roof plan selected here. Okay, that's what's on the screen on PlanSwift. Now just so you know, I'm looking at this, I see that it's not to scale. I haven't set up the scale yet. Real quick, I'm going to show you how to do that. It's very simple. Now, but here's what I want you to know. What I do is I zoom in on this. I can either click zoom in here and just keep clicking it and blow it up, and then I can reduce it, zoom out here, but I have a wheel on top of my mouse, and I just roll it one way and it blows it up, and I roll it the other way. I should call it zooms in, okay, instead of blows up. It zooms in, and I just roll my wheel on my mouse top the other way, and it zooms out. Now to pan, I can click pan here, and what that means is just to move the plans around, okay? So I clicked on pan, I left click, hold it down, and just move it any way I want. So I'm going to pan and zoom to find out what the scale is and show you how that works. Now I just click on pan again, and it stops panning. Now I'm going to see what the scale is. So I'm going to kind of systematically move the plans over here and then zoom in. And what I'm looking for is to show you this. I already know it, but it shows here that the plans are scale is 1/4 inch by 1 foot. So I go up here and click on scale, and I scroll down till I find the correct scale. 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. I select that, and now if I happen to roll something on this, or what I should say this, if I happen to measure conduit on this page now, it will be scaled to do that, okay? Now here's another thing. I'm giving guided tours here. I know I'm repeating myself, but you want to check out the different views that you have here. Now, right now, I opened up PlanSwift, and this is the view I see. Over on the left-hand side are my blueprints. Let me just explain that the items here that are colored here, and you see quantities, these are items that I actually counted on PlanSwift screen over here. Now, I won't show you that right now, but that's what this is. So I'm scrolling down to the different plans. I just click on whatever plan it is that I want to work on, okay? Here's E2 panel schedule. Now in other videos, I've shown how to name these plans, but I'll go ahead and do it right now. Okay, that's something else you want to do. I'm kind of doing this out of order, but once you load the plans in here, you got to know how to name them. So you just simply double click on the page, It opens the plans and it opens the dialog box here. Then you just type in the name of the plan. In this case, it's A 1.0, A for architectural, A 1.0. Now I won't do it in this case, but normally what I would do is I would go ahead and type in a description of what else it was. If it was an electrical page, I'd say power page or roof plan or site plan. Again, this is an architectural plan I probably won't refer to again. I'm just showing you how to change the name of the plan. When I click save, then you see it renames it. Now oftentimes I usually go through these architectural plans and look at each page. Here you can see I've actually already named one, building elevations, okay? Sometimes it's good to go in and name the architectural plans because I might want to refer to the elevation pages, okay, to see the building elevations, what height different things need to be mounted at. Okay, so again, I'm going to scroll down here. I've already named and actually input materials on these pages here. Now, something else I want to point out to you, here's something else you need to understand the view of. I have clicked on pages bookmarks and that displays again the blueprints, okay? When I click on takeoff summary, what it does is it shows everything in folder form, okay? These site work items or site work feeders and panels and branch lighting are the same sections that I have in Red Rhino, okay? So I want you to understand that. What this view is, takeoff summary, it just shows a list of the sections with what items have been taken off. Now here's another view a little bit different from that, the estimating tab. I go up to the top here and click on estimating, and what it does is it displays for me now the different sections, site work, feeders, and branch, and then it displays the materials that I've input here. Okay, now the rest of the story is that here I see that these items have already been input into Red Rhino. Now I show other videos on how to do this, okay? I see that these items have already been exported. Again, my goal in this video is to get you just to navigate and understand how it works. Now if I wanted to print this list out, I would just go up here and I'd click print and I'd follow my print options if there's any reason I wanted to just print this list out from PlanSwift. Okay, now I'm going to go back home and now I'll show you some more. A lot of times I like to make notes on my plans, okay, for future reference. Now, this isn't the plan I want to refer to, so I'm going to click on Pages and Bookmarks. I'm going to go down here. I want to go back to the roof plan. Power roof plan, here it is. I click on it, it displays the roof plan here, and this is what I scaled before. Now the point I was making here is a lot of times I like to put notes on these pages. Okay, so I'm just going to move this over and I'm going to zoom in and I'm just going to put a note here. Now the note isn't necessarily, well, let me just do it. I'm going to click on note. See how it digitizes here? Digitizes meaning it's ready to record on the blueprints. Now I simply left click on the page here and I drag this down. What I'm doing is I'm creating a note box here. And when I let go of the mouse, it opens a window and I can type text in here. I'll make a note to self about roof penetrations. I'll say roof jacks by others. Or no, I'm going to say, I'm sorry, roof penetrations by others. Now this is just a note to myself. I'm just showing you this for example. I could change the colors or text color or border colors. I won't mess with that. The thing that you have to do though, I don't quite understand why, but these are in the instructions of PlanSwift, is I always click on auto size. What that does is it sizes the font. Now, looks like the font behind this is gigantic right now. It is. Let me just reduce the size of the font here. I'm gonna make it size 9. This is a great opportunity for me to show you how to delete things. Now, for some reason, it built this gigantic highlight, or rather note box in here, and I'm just going to go destroy it and start over. Now, to delete anything on the takeoff here, you click on it, double click on it. Oh, let me start over. You click on it, then you right click on it, and you click delete, okay? That's how you delete something, what you've done there, and that's what I just did, okay? I just deleted that item. Let me start over and do another note box here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is again, I'm going to add a note here. I'm going to move the plans, blow them up a little bit. I just go over here and click on Note. Again, what I do is I just kind of left click with my mouse and create a dialog box here. And then when I release it, it allows me to type in text. I'm just going to type in roof penetration by others. There, I typed in roof penetration by others. I'm going to check the auto size box here. Now, after I clicked the auto size box, I saw it go gigantic again. What I did was I changed the text size to 2 here. Now play around with this and see how it works, but I just know that you have to click this auto size to make it show up here, and then change the font size down and click OK, and it'll put a reasonable size note on the plans. Again, I like to put these plans or these notes all over the plans. This just is a note to myself of what I was thinking when I was estimating it. Sometimes I put them into Red Rhino too, or I should say also, but that's how you add a note there. Now I want to show you another thing. When you're just learning, it's important to drill down into these product and assembly catalogs. I said that out of order, your assembly and product catalogs. And to do this, you just click on, what I should say is to take things off or to start making material lists here, taken off, drill down into the assembly catalog. Click on the plus sign. These assemblies, again, they appear in the same order as you see them in Red Rhino software. Let me show you what I mean. Over on the left page here, I have Red Rhino opened. In order to start inputting materials with Red Rhino, if I do it manually, I click Take Off Edit. Now again, on the right, I went into Assemblies. If I click on the drop down at the top left of Red Rhino and I select Assemblies, notice that the assembly catalog is in the same order as you see it displayed in PlanSwift, okay? When we imported this assembly catalog into PlanSwift, they appear in the same order. That's what I wanted to show you about that. And then if you're gonna count something or start inputting, you just drill down in the right catalog and find what you're looking for. I'm gonna go down and just look for, in the product catalog, I'm gonna look for disconnect switches. Okay, and I see in the catalog here, it's safety switch disconnect, okay, 18. Now, again, I'm in the assembly catalog here, okay? I'm looking up an assembly, not just a switch. So I click on the plus sign, and then it displays different assembly, again, subcategories here. I see 240 volt NEMA 1 phase, indoor. I'm looking for outdoor, okay? I'm looking for NEMA 3R, but I want 3-phase. Okay, so I find it in this folder. I click this folder, and let me move this over a little bit so we can see this clearly. Okay, again, I just drill down now into the assembly list here and select the one that I want here. Here's a 30 amp, 240 volt, 3-phase NEMA 3R, meaning outdoor, non-fused, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and locate the one I'm looking for. This is the one I'm looking for, 30 amp, 240 volt, 3-phase NEMA 3R, fused disconnect. Now, in order to start taking off, I just click this little red, or rather green dot. I click the green dot when I do it digitizes. Now here, I have to select the section that I want to import or put these materials into. Now it's set up for a site work section the way it was last time I entered it. I'm going to click the drop down. I want this to be in the branch and lighting section. Okay, then I just click OK. When I click OK, it digitizes. In other words, it's ready to count. Now I'm just going to scroll in here and do a couple of these and show you how it works. Okay, now these are rooftop AC units. And so I want to import, or I want to count these as assemblies, okay? These are my disconnect switches. I'm just going to click next to this one and this one. You can see it makes a mark on the page, but while I'm doing that, it's also counting on screen there. See how there's 2 of them on the cursor? And then it's also inputting them over here. See this? This is where it's inputting that disconnect switch. So again, I'm going to scroll over here. Okay, These exhaust fans I know need disconnects, and I just click on the screen and it counts them and it populates here. Now, here's something else I want to show you. To delete anything that you've done, you simply, for one thing, you want to stop counting. So let me right click on the screen and stop digitizing. Let's say that I counted this one by accident. It should be counted as something else. I simply click on it, then I right click on it. Now, if I click delete point, it will delete that point that I clicked on. If I click delete, it's going to delete all the points that I clicked on. I'm going to click delete point. When I do, it'll delete that count. It'll remove the count from over here, and that's how you delete things once you've input them or counted them. Okay. Now to collapse the menu over here, I just click on the negative signs, and it'll collapse the menu. Makes it more manageable. I usually go back in and close it before I start on my next item. Not always, but of course, if I want to go from assemblies to products, I close the assembly catalog and then open the products catalog and drill down to find what I'm looking for there. Okay, now I'm going to show again how to export items. Again, if you've seen this before, the best way to learn things is by repetition, okay? So click along on your own set of plans doing this, but this is how you would export items. Okay, now I've just counted a couple more items here. So on these tabs up at the top, I go to estimating, where it displays my list of items here. Now I can see from my notes here, or see on here, that I've input these items and I've exported these items. And so let's say that I want to export these items to Red Rhino software from PlanSwift. Now you use the connector to do that. You use the connector to communicate between Red Rhino and PlanSwift. So I'm going to open up the connector. I'm just going to move it on the PlanSwift screen over here. Okay, now to start exporting items, what I do is click the drop down here and I click Export Takeoff. Now when I do, I have to select a job I'm going to export to. So I click on Taco Bell. It displays the sections here, okay? Now let me scroll down. Or let me say this as a caveat though. To export items from PlanSwift to Red Rhino, you do it one section at a time. And let me show you what I mean. Now again, I showed you the items that haven't been exported here. I'm going to highlight them. So what I do is I click on the first one, then I hold down the control button on my keyboard and I select the other items so they're highlighted blue. Now with the connector opened here, I'm going to select the section that the items will go to. So I'll click on branch and lighting, and then I just click Export Takeoff. Now when it's done, it shows you that it exported. It says export completely successful. I should say export completed successfully on the connector. Let me move this out of the way. The other thing it does is it shows that these items were exported in PlanSwift. Okay, and then the items were exported to Red Rhino. Now, right now, Red Rhino is shown in a different section. I'm just going to navigate to the correct section here. I'm going to click Save on Red Rhino because I would like to save before I leave. I'm going to click the back button. This takes me to the screen that shows the Red Rhino with the sections. Now again, over on the right, I input these products into the branch and lighting section. So branch and lighting section, I'm going to click Edit Takeoff, though I'm just looking, click Edit, Takeoff Edit. And then I see here where Red Rhino installed or input the assemblies and items that I counted from PlanSwift. Okay, that's how it works between Red Rhino and PlanSwift. Okay, that's all the tips for now. Just again, the best thing to do is to go in and load up a set of plans in PlanSwift and set up a job in Red Rhino. Watch our videos, click along using it. You'll get familiar, and this will speed up the process of your estimating immensely. The key is getting in here and learning how it works and how to navigate.